broadcast song. Oh, hey, go back to the old radio days. Okay. All right. Well, here we are. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Let's put the wrong one. Well, that is so funny. Okay, here we go. Well, kind of dark right there. That's okay. Hey, Anthony, that's here. Hey, just checking in with you. We're going to talk a little more about FSBOs today. I kind of guess you guys figured that we're trying to use this we're trying to practice this thing, trying to figure out how this Ustream works and all that. And so I'm going to put it out there if any of you are watching this and you are like a Ustream expert. You know, we'd love to talk to you because we want to figure out how to make this thing work, you know, in a way that's appealing to you guys. I mean, sitting there watching the fan spin at the 60 hertz in the background with the little, you know, where it looks all funky and you know, lighting and all that good stuff. We want whatever makes it best. We want to make this so that it's good for you as the viewer, so that matches the content. Because I know the content that we have that we're offering is really good content. The only you know, I don't want somebody watching this and going, "Oh my God, this is just some guy sitting here talking on a screen," and I am, you know, bored or whatever, and missing out on a good opportunity here. So, anyways, I'm here with my good friend Judy Mina from HR Now, and she's kind of joining us. And you know, I like to have her aboard because she just, you know, always has such good stuff to add. She puts things in when I forget to put things in, and all that stuff. So, with that being said, just say hi, Judy. What is going on with it? I can't even. You're.
Am I messing up?
No, I'm messing up something here.
Oh, okay.
And this is what we're talking about, folks, where we're trying to figure this out here. So, anyways, let's see. Say hi, Judy.
Hi.
Well, take your picture off your screen. You got your HR Now card up there. Go to your Minicam.
Oh.
Images.
Okay. And I should.
Sources camera.
Flow, right? And I should take
There
off
you go.
I should take off my.
Your little text thingy there. So there's Judy right there. Again, say hi, Judy.
Hi.
Hi. So you know, hopefully again this provides some great content for you guys. One thing I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the sign, how important the sign is. I don't think we touched on this last time. Did we touch on it last time? No.
No, we briefly.
We briefly touched on it, but the sign, if you take a look at the picture that I have right here, let's see, let me pull that up. This picture right here, this is actually a sign that I took from one of the listings that I ended up selling as a for sale by owner. The sign had been sitting out there, and I want you to take a good look at it. It doesn't have anything on it other than for sale by owner. It doesn't have a phone number on it other than for sale by owner. Doesn't have any call information on it. Doesn't have the price. Doesn't have any of the details. And I can assure you that these folks that had this for sale by owner sign in their front yard, they didn't have flyers out there either to give the people the information that they were looking for. And so I actually asked them, can I please have this sign, because it was a perfect example of what people should not be doing when they're trying to sell their home and they're trying to get the attention of the prospective home buyer and save all the commissions. That's the whole. There's two main reasons why people sell their own homes, and it's to save all the commissions, or you know what, they've just had a bad experience with a real estate agent in the past and they've been burned and they just don't feel good about it. So, you know, I'm sorry.
Are you getting distracted?
Yeah, I was getting distracted. So I just said, can I have that? Can I take that and can I use it as for my demonstration purposes? And I wish I had a graphic up here that I could show you right now, but I'm going to tell you what needs to go on your sign. And then I'll explain to you why it needs to go onto your sign. Okay, first of all, here's the idea of a perfect sign. The perfect sign looks something like, well, actually, you know what? Maybe I can show you here. I can probably pull it up here and just, oh, yeah, you know what? We just might be able to do it, folks. I just got to find it 1 second, so stick with me. And I just call, and this I just tell people, I say, you do not want your sign looking like the average real estate agent. You just don't want it looking like that because you're not a real estate agent. You're not trying to do what a real estate agent would do. And I know that sounds confusing. I'm going to explain that to you in a few minutes. Almost there, folks. Getting to that page. I'm sorry about this. Okay. Here, let's do this. Okay, so if you take a look at this right here. Okay, if you take a look at this sign, if you see what it says on there, it has some very, very key elements on it. It has for sale by or for sale, right? Most people are going to get it that it's a for sale by owner. That's fine. But it has by appointment only. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It has how many square feet it is. It has the price that you're asking, the phone number that needs to be called. Notice it says recorded info at the bottom. I'll tell you what that is in just a second. And here's another really key critical element is the agent's welcome. Now, wait a minute, I'm trying to sell my house on my own. Why the heck would I put agent's welcome on it? We've got some very good reasons behind all of this. And you saw the sign that I showed you a minute ago.
And I remember we talked about that last week too, about how you can get not just agents but other vendors
right.
that are associated with that sell.
Oh yeah, exactly. But and take a look at what most people do is this. They put a little red sign in their window. Oh, come on. They put a little red sign in their window that says for sale by owner and expect that people are going to take them seriously. Right?
Oh, yeah.
But when you do this, you put in here this information. I'm going to go step by step, tell you what each element of this. First of all, to understand why you need to do your sign this way is because you are not doing the job of a real estate agent. What you are trying to do is you are trying to get your house sold. So, well, what does that mean, Anthony? What that means is that a real estate agent's job when they put a sign out in the front yard is a couple things. Number one, the sign serves as a marker so that people can see your property. It lets the neighbors know that the house is for sale. That's a good thing. Your sign will accomplish the same thing. It also serves as a way to, or what agents usually tell their clients, their home sellers, well, this is so that people can contact me about your house. When in reality, if you take a look at the sign, there is nothing about your house on their sign. Once in a while, they'll put a little sign writer that says maybe how many bedrooms it is, or it has a pool, something like that.
More information about them.
Yeah, the sign is all information about the real estate agent. And what ends up happening is the people drive by, and we know this as a statistic in the real estate community. We know this, that the people who call off of signs traditionally cannot afford the house that they're calling it. And here's why. Most people who are calling off of signs are random calls. They are driving around in neighborhoods, and they're daydreaming. They're saying to themselves, man, we'd love to live in this neighborhood. This is a beautiful neighborhood. Oh my gosh, look at those houses. Let's call and find out how much one of these properties are. and the flyer box is empty, so they don't know. And so what do? They call the real estate agent and they say, like on this sign it says $458,000. But they call a real estate agent, the real estate agent says, hey, it's $458,000. And the people go, oh, man, we can only afford $350,000. Well, guess what? Do you think the agent goes, oh, no, my sole and only focus is to sell this house, and so sorry I couldn't help you, have a nice day? Absolutely not. With that agent, the very next words that come out of their mouth is, it just so happens I have 4 other houses that are in the $350,000 range, and they're very nice. Would you like to see them? Well, yeah, sure I would. So it's used as a lead generator. Okay. Now, so is that necessarily a bad thing? No, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because that's what real estate agents do. That's their job, is to, despite what you might think, their job is to generate more leads. They have to generate more leads, because if they don't, if they rely on only the sale of your house, well, then they're going to be out of business real soon. And so you're taking a look at the sign and you say, well, okay, well, let's go through it element by element here. What is our focus as a for sale by owner? Is our focus as a for sale by owner to generate leads? And my answer to that is no, not really, and not necessarily. Maybe you can use those leads, and we'll talk about that in another segment, but maybe you can use those leads and what?
Oh, the URL we were trying to pick is not the broadcaster one.
Oh.
It's
Something else. Okay. Yeah. Technical issues. We're still trying to figure this out, folks. But when you look at the sign, you break this down, you say, okay, for sale. Clear. That's obvious. We know what that is. But by appointment only. Why by appointment only? Wouldn't you want to have it just as open and inviting and ready and willing to have anybody who wants to come by just come and take a look at your house? And I would say to you, absolutely not, because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to qualify the potential buyer before they ever even walk in the door. And we have to make them go through a few steps. The last thing, see, a real estate agent, again, they're happy to show up at your house any time of day or night, walk people through the house, knowing that the odds that they're going to buy your house, they're pretty slim. They're pretty slim, especially if it's off of a random call. But then they can convert them to a lead. So by you putting it by appointment only, it does a couple things. Number one, it makes it so that people, if they're serious about buying a house, then they'll bother you. As a homeowner, you don't want people walking through your house day in and day out, and you don't want to be constantly feeling like you have to be the hostess or the host to these people and taking care of them. And there's another second element to it that's really, really important, and that is a safety element. We hear it all the time. We see it all the time with people just go into these homes, and they see that, well, gosh, it's just the wife at home. And then somebody gets hurt. Somebody gets, robbed, raped, mugged. I mean, we've had cases in the real estate community. They talk about it, about every 6 months something happens where somebody, the big alert goes out because there's somebody in the area who is kind of stalking and harassing these agents, and the next thing you know, somebody's been killed. And they're sitting in an empty house by themselves for hours at a time with strange people coming through. As a homeowner, you wouldn't do that otherwise. Why would you do it all of a sudden with somebody interested in your house? So when I put the by appointment only on it, it kind of makes it so that if there's somebody who's going to cause trouble, they realize that, okay, if I do it by appointment only, she's probably going to call her husband.
Well, it's
He's
the same concept of not creating an environment that is inviting. Any kind of what's the term I'm looking for? Shaky behavior.
Yeah, right.
If you don't,
well,
if you take your car out, you leave your purse sitting right there
on the seat,
and your window is open. Guess what? You're prime for something to
Yeah.
happen to that stuff. But if you create an environment that makes it a little bit more difficult for a crime to occur, then you're being a responsible citizen. And it's
Right.
I mean, I never even thought about that with everything that goes
Oh yeah, and
So,
you just have to think about the psychology and mentality of the people that are, around you. I mean, and it doesn't matter if you're in a really, really great neighborhood or if you're in a really bad neighborhood, because things like this happen in both.
oh, absolutely.
So you got to be smart about that. Make sure that you do the two, do it by appointment only, and that way, if somebody is willing to go through the steps of calling you and saying, "I am interested in coming and seeing your house," yes, I know what the details are. Guess what? Because they're on the sign, and I'm still calling you, that means they're probably a really good qualified potential buyer. So, going to the next element of it, and just kind of segueing into what we were just talking about there, is the 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,630 square feet, and the price. Now you never see that on a real estate agent's sign. Never see that on a sign anywhere. Um, and the reason, as a for sale by owner, why you would want to do this is because you say, um, am I interested in talking to people who are only interested in or looking for a 1 bedroom place? No. Am I interested in talking to people who need a 5 bedroom place because they got a big family? No. It doesn't. It's no good to does you as a for sale owner. Absolutely no good. Remember, you're not in the position where you necessarily want to collect leads. Yeah, you want to be laser specific and get people who are interested in your home. So we're using the sign as a way to pre-qualify any potential buyers by putting 3 bedroom. You know what, honey? Can we deal? We were kind of looking at for a 2 bedroom, but is 3 okay? Yeah, well, it's worth checking out if we can get it for a fair price. Well, honey, we were looking for a 4 bedroom, but we can't find anything in what we can afford, but here's a 3 bedroom. Can we deal with that? Yes, we can deal with that. You're pre-qualifying. You're making people think about it before they call. Because let me ask you, if you were sitting at your office and your phone was ringing all day long with people calling you up saying, how many bedrooms is your house?
Mm-hmm.
What's the price on your house?
Yeah.
How many square feet is it?
Qualify that call as much as possible before they
Right.
actually pick up the phone and call you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so, so you put those things on there. And one of the things that I do not have on this particular demonstration, I need to add that, is your website address. We're going to talk about how to get your property website for free, where you can put all the details of your property on the web, photos, everything for free, and drive people to that too. Again, trying to pre-qualify them to let them see the details before before they're wasting your time, before you're getting in trouble at work, before they're interrupting you at dinner, and they're not really pre-qualified. Phone number. Now, I put like a regular local 10-digit phone number, but one of the services, when you access our resource center, you'll have access to one of the services that we use, and with that you'll be able to get for very, very inexpensive. I mean, I think it's like $9.95 a month. Is a toll-free phone service, and
you can do it, for a short period of time, like
yeah, it's month to month.
Couple months.
Yeah, it's month to month. So you do it for as long as you need it. And what you want to do is you want to record a message with all of your details on the recording, and you say, this is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house. It's approximately 1,630 square feet. We're asking $458,000. Here's the school district information. Here's the shopping information. Here's the whatever information you can give. Again, still try to pre-qualify, because if somebody is willing to listen to that and go through and go through that and hear what you have to say about the property, and then they say, you know what, yeah, I'm still interested,
Right.
then again, you have pre-qualified. Excuse me. You have pre-qualified a very, very high-level buyer for your property.
Right.
I mean, you have zeroed in the target on that.
Which is obviously the goal.
And again, instead of having them call, you at your office all day long on your cell phone. You have them call this number. It takes care of that process for you. Then they have the ability to leave a message, or even I believe they can press a specific number if you assign it, where they can connect to you directly if they have further questions. Again, those are the calls you want to take. So this is why we do this, and why we say put recorded information on there, because
We don't want them to, we don't want them to get irritated that they think they're going to get a live person.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want to turn people off.
Right.
Okay.
And then also, you see on here, agents welcome. Oh, wait a minute. This totally defeats the whole idea of selling for sale by owner. And I would say this is a very, very powerful tool, because you may have an agent who is working in the area, and they may have somebody who is very well qualified for your property,
Sure.
right? Who is interested in your property. But one of the things that's really, really interesting, out of all the homes that I have sold, I've asked the people when I was selling their house, have you ever considered selling your own home on your own, saving the commissions and all that stuff? 99% of all the people I've asked that question to said, on one level or another, some more serious than others, but 99% of them have said, oh yeah, definitely, we have thought about it, right?
We just don't know how to get everything we needed to get, right?
When I asked that same question to people of, would you consider going out and buying a house on your own without the use of a real estate agent, only 20% said that they would, because they're willing to take the risk to sell their house because they're going to save $40,000,
Right.
right? But in most areas, when you're a buyer, you're not paying the fee. So if you're not paying the fee, there's no risk to you, right? And so, well, why would I do that? That would be stupid, right?
Why wouldn't I have a professional?
Yeah. So the odds are pretty good that there may be an agent in the area that.
My assistant.
Oh, that's our assistant. Yeah, that people may be out looking and they have an agent, and I've had it happen tons of times where I've had people call me up and say, "Hey, we saw this for sale by owner sign. Would you give them a call?" And in my mind, I'm thinking, why didn't you give them a call? But okay, that's fine with me, because we'll work out a deal. Now, it's up to you what you want to offer that real estate agent. Now, they always say real estate commissions are always negotiable, right? That's the legal or the politically correct thing. And we know that in most areas, the standard, not the standard, what I should say, the typical or more common commission is somewhere around 6 or 7%. Some places it's higher, and in some areas, it's lower too. I mean, it just depends. But when an agent comes in, they're going to in their mind, they're going to kind of be thinking, well, I'll take half of what the normal commission is that you'd be paying. So if you would have paid 6, I may want 3. And you know what? If they're willing to do all the paperwork for you, if they're willing to essentially take on the liability of making sure that the paperwork's done the right way, and the fiduciary responsibility that they would have to you or to your or to the buyers, and you have that wiggle room to give them 3%, give them 3%. It beats 6%, right?
Yeah, right.
It beats 6%, and then there's nothing that says that you can't turn around and say, we're only going to pay 2% or 1.5%. That's all we're going to pay, because that's all we can afford. But that's still a very powerful tool. You say we'll give you $100. Now they would probably spit in your face and be highly offended.
You don't want to be insulting.
Well, and it's up to you. If you have the money, then you have the money, right? So, anyways, so these are the elements of a good for sale by owner sign, and
Should it be like this? Should it be black and white? Is that
No, I mean, okay.
Is there anything that
There are no special formatting secrets. There's no special colors that you should. This sign works better than that sign. Yeah. I mean, newspapers have been black and white for how long, and they provided the same valuable information everywhere. Classified sections have been black and white in the newspapers for centuries, and got the information across.
The reason I ask is that I've been seeing a lot, especially sell your home on your own, things stuck on the side of the freeway, right? As getting off the off ramp, and I'm seeing a lot of these signs, and they seem to all be yellow.
Oh.
Handwritten.
Yeah.
On it, right? Like, sell your own home, become a millionaire.
Gotcha. Right.
So I didn't know if maybe there was some psychology. Looked like somebody, had their 3-year-old, right?
Yeah, there is a technique, and I actually used it for a while, and it works. It works well. And we call it the ugly yellow sign.
Mm-hmm.
And you take a bright yellow piece of corrugated plastic signboard, and with a marker or something, you write that on there. Now, the idea is, and you can try it out. Try it first and see what happens.
Right, don't spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah, don't spend a lot of money. I mean, that'll cost you all of $5, I think. But try it first, and with your marker, write on there all of this information. But one of the things I have to say is, write legibly. If there's one thing that me personally I can't stand, is when you're looking at something that somebody wrote on a sign, and they wrote it in their own, Dr. E's handwriting. If you can't write legibly, or something that's very, very easy to read from somebody who's looking from the curb 10 to 15 feet away, then don't write it. Okay? Let somebody else write it. So, oops, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. So, when you're working on that, you're trying to put together a sign, the ugly yellow sign. The psychology behind that is, number one, it's bright, it's yellow, catches your attention, and number two, it they say that some people might think that it is, gee, if they hand wrote it themselves, then they're going to be a sucker, and I'm going to come in and take them for it. And so my question at that point is that really who you want to attract? The reason the little red for sale by owner signs really don't work that well is because people don't take them seriously. And the only people who really are going to call off of those are going to be people are looking for opportunity. And they figure, well, I know that nobody's calling off of that, so guess what? I'm going to call on it, knowing that they're probably at the point now where they're going, oh God, please, will somebody just, will somebody just please take it, get this off my hands right now, please, So, anyways, well, that is it for today. We actually got started a little bit late, as usual, technical problems. Again, folks, if you are a Ustream professional, do me a favor, send me a message. We'd love to chat. Just chat with you and kind of get some pointers, maybe. And then, and I wanted to say something today. Today is actually a historic day. Two things happened today that were, for me, very important. We lost Farrah Fawcett this morning, and I got to tell you something. For every guy my age, Farrah Fawcett was the bomb. All the Charlie Angels. Oh, in the red one-piece bathing suit. Oh, yeah, we all had it. And if you were that girl who came to school with the feathered hair, oh, just forget about it. You were Miss Popularity. But she made an impact on people's lives, and she did a lot of good things, and was in my opinion, she was a great actress. And then also Michael Jackson. I mean, wow, how incredible and how shocking that news was, that somebody like Michael Jackson, 50 years old, supposedly just been checked out for his health, for his 50 concert tour that he was going to start in London.
And there was a reunion tour with his family,
Oh, really? Yeah. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to be a huge thing.
Wow. Um, but you look at that, and the one thing that I noticed about them that they both have in common is that uh, they didn't do it all themselves. They were still human beings. They got dressed every morning. They didn't feel good on some days. They felt better on other days. They had issues that they had to deal with all the time. But what they did was they surrounded themselves with the right people to help them to get where they wanted to get. And whether that's surrounding yourself with um, people to help you set up your
Your Ustream
your campaign, oh, yeah, your Ustream broadcast, yeah, really, please. Um, setting up your campaign and your agents and other people who are out there gathering information. Well, you do what it is that you do well, and you let other people do what they do well. And I'm going to go out on a limb, and this may be kind of tacky, but you know what? One thing that I do well is I help people get their homes sold, and we're in the process of rebuilding the website. And so you see the email address floating across the bottom of the screen. And so what I'm going to say is I'm going to say, you know what? If you're thinking about selling your own home, until the website is finished being rebuilt, and we're literally like a day or two away from having that done, I'm told. Until then, if you send an email to this email address that's scrolling across the screen, right there. Oh, wait, that way. Yeah. If you send it to that email address right there and you say, Anthony, send me a copy of the For Sale by Owner manual. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you absolutely free for a couple reasons. One, because I think you deserve it. Number two, because we are in kind of practice mode here, and once we kick it in and we really get going, you're only going to be able to buy the book for $67 through the site. It's worth every penny that we're asking for it, but right now,
That's a great offer.
yeah, until the site's done and ready, I'll just send it to you. I'll email it to you directly so that you can have it, and you'll also get access to the resource center that will give you the access to the tools that you need to get the job done the right way. One of the things that the book talks about, or two of the things the book talks about, is show you how to get your home sold, but it also shows you that how to leverage the real estate community in such a way that you can actually have real estate agents, loan officers, home inspectors, other people in the real estate community contribute to you. And by contribute, I mean pay you, pay for your marketing, pay for the recorded phone service, right? You can do that. You can have them pay this stuff for you because of the techniques that I teach you. So you can sell your own home, save all the commission, and have somebody else pay you to do it. I mean, that's crazy, right? I mean, does that make any sense to you? And all the For Sale by Owner books that you can go buy over at the local bookstore, I don't think any of them share with you this technique. So get your free copy right now by sending it to this email. And the other thing that it shows you is that if you have to hire a real estate agent, maybe you just don't have the time. Maybe you just don't have the energy, whatever the reason is. We also go into great detail about how to pick the right real estate agent, because the right real estate agent will be using a lot of the tools that we talk about in this book. So go ahead, get your free book right now. If it's after the site is completed, then you'll know, because if you go to sellahomeonmyown.com, which is different than the URL that's on this email here. This is Sell a Home on Your Own. The sellahomeonmyown.com will be the final site.
Oh, is that where the new site?
Yeah, that's where the new site's going to be. Then too late. Then you have to buy it, because we're going to be Okay. So, anyways, hey, Anthony Nitz, I am done here. Please send me an email. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your concerns about getting your own home sold and saving all the commissions. Thanks so much. Have a great night.